Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. We're going to be doing a comparison review today between the Dyson Airwrap and yet another alleged dupe of that tool. It is called the Ion Luxe 4-in-1 hair styler. I actually previewed this tool over on my Instagram Reels and my TikTok, and I was kind of planning on just leaving it at that, but so many of you asked if I would do a dedicated YouTube review, and I totally understand why, because this tool is $150 versus the Dyson $600. That's a pretty hefty price difference. So I'm going to be diving into all of the details between these two tools today, and I will be using the Dyson on one side of my head and the Ion Luxe on the other so that you can see for yourself how they actually compare in terms of results. So let's jump on into it. All right, the Ion Luxe is claimed to be engineered for the ultimate styling experience. It has Autowrap technology with fast airflow, ionic technology that is supposed to dry hair faster by sealing the cuticle to reduce frizz and flyaways, variable temperature settings for ultimate shine, and the ability to dry, curl, wave, smooth your hair, and add volume. Dyson uses different terminology to explain all of their features, but it can do those same exact things, plus something else that the Ion Luxe does not do. And that is to measure the airflow over 40 times per second to control the heating element and make sure that it never exceeds 302 degrees Fahrenheit. The purpose of that is to protect your hair from excess heat damage so that the tool is not heating up the longer that you use it, which they claim happens with other styling tools. The Ion Luxe does not have any kind of temperature control technology in the same way that Dyson does. And I'm still not seeing anything in the product description of the Ion Luxe that says how hot it gets or what the temperature of the three different heat settings are, so keep that in mind. I don't know for sure, but just in using both of the tools, I will say that I definitely feel like the Ion Luxe gets quite a bit hotter than the Dyson. So on the one hand, that makes it nice for faster styling and drying, but on the other, that can definitely make it more damaging. So the Ion Luxe 4-in-1 has 3 heat settings, 3 airflow settings, a cool shot, and an extra long 9-foot cord. The Dyson also has 3 heat settings, 3 airflow settings, a cool shot setting, and a cord that is almost just as long. It's just 8.75 feet instead of 9. One thing to note about the Ion Luxe 4-in-1 though is that while you can definitely use a cool shot setting while you're drying your hair with a concentrator nozzle, you cannot use a cool shot setting while you are curling your hair. So if you take a look at the base of this styler, you will see that the cool setting and the curl setting are the same exact button. So if you're drying your hair, that doesn't matter, because if you want the cool shot, you can just hold that button down, but you have to press that button in order to get the curl, and if you hold it down, you don't get that same cool shot setting. Instead, it slows and then just shuts off. And that is definitely different from the Dyson because you can use that cool shot setting with every single attachment that you're using. Okay, let's move on to the attachments. The Ion Luxe has a standard concentrator nozzle for the dryer attachment, so you would use it like you would any other blow dryer where you're kind of holding it horizontally, or I guess like perpendicularly, but then it's coming in horizontally. You guys know what I'm talking about. Whereas the Dyson has this very interesting looking unique dryer attachment that you actually have to use vertically. And the Dyson attachment also has a flyaway smoothing function where you just twist the top of this, you can smooth flyaways. You don't get anything like that with the Ion Luxe. I actually prefer to use the Ion Luxe when I'm drying my hair. I feel like it has more power in terms of airflow, so I can dry my hair more quickly. And I just don't love holding a hairdryer vertically like I have to with the Dyson. At first, I feel like I didn't notice that that bothered me, but now that I have gone back to other kinds of hair dryers that just have that old-fashioned traditional dryer shape, or I don't even know what you would call that, maybe shape is not the right word, but that are just set up like a regular hair dryer where it's horizontal instead of vertical, I prefer that. I feel like it's easier to dry my hair. Then we have the curling barrel attachments. The Ion Luxe comes with 2 different curling barrel attachments, and they are the same exact size and length. They're just for different direction of airflow. The Dyson also has 2 different curling barrel attachments, but each attachment has the ability to change direction of airflow because they are actually different diameters. So they're different sizes. You can get a wider, kind of bouncier curl if you're using the larger one, or a tighter curl if you are using the smaller one. The biggest issue that I have with the Ion Luxe curling barrels is that they are really short. So when you look at the actual part of the barrel that your hair would lie on, so only the pink part, you can see how how much shorter that is than the Dyson. And if you're somebody with long hair, that is probably going to make using this a little bit more difficult than the Dyson. And I definitely found that to be true. I felt like a lot of the times my hair was kind of falling off of this because my hair was just too long. Whereas with this Dyson, this is plenty long for me and I don't have any issues using it. I also felt like the Dyson did a better job at tightly wrapping my hair around the barrel, but that could just potentially be because of the issue with length. So I would be curious to see if they created longer barrels, if I still felt that way, that my curls were just like a little bit looser than with the Dyson, or if that would solve the problem. I'm not certain. And then the last difference between the curling barrels is just the material of them. So the Ion Luxe has this metal material. I don't know if this is considered to be ceramic. I didn't see that listed on their website. The Dyson has this soft, I don't even know what you would call this, non-metal, non-ceramic feel. And I don't have any data to back this up, but I feel like that is intentional to help to protect your hair from excess heat damage, because this, I don't know, I feel like it would just get hotter because it has that metally feel. But maybe I'm wrong. All right, before I show you guys the side-by-side comparison of the results of the curls, let's quickly finish up the attachments because those are actually the only attachments that these two tools have in common. The last attachment that you get with the Ion Luxe is a diffuser, which is amazing for curly hair, but not something that I will use because my hair is pretty straight. And then the Dyson does have 3 additional attachments that you don't get at all with the Ion Luxe, including a round brush and 2 different paddle brushes for different hair textures, one for coarse hair and one for fine hair. All right, let's move on to results. This is going to be a little bit different than the Shark Dyson comparison video because I really only have the curling barrel attachment results to show. The dryers, I mean, they dry my hair the same. My hair doesn't look any different. It's just that I do feel the Ion Luxe dries my hair more quickly because of that faster airflow and the fact that it's hotter. So first, I wanted to make sure that I showed you guys what my hair looked like right after curling. So I hadn't brushed my hair out at all here. I didn't want to do any manipulation, just show you the immediate results. The tricky thing with comparing these results is that, of course, again, the lengths of the curling barrels are quite a bit different. So you're not going to get identical results because of that. But if we're just talking about the ability of the Ion Luxe to give you a really good curl, it does that, and I think it does just as well as the Dyson. And then here's what my hair looked like after finger combing it a little bit to loosen up those curls. I actually think the Ion Luxe side looks beautiful. I was not expecting to love that side because of the issue that I had with the size, but it turned out so good. So, final thoughts on these two tools. In terms of the tool that is going to be the least damaging on your hair while drying and curling, I think that the Dyson wins for sure because it doesn't get as hot and it has that temperature control setting. The Dyson can potentially be more damaging when you start to factor in other attachments like the round brushes and the paddle brushes just because of that mechanical manipulation, but the Ion Luxe doesn't have any attachments like that, so I feel like that's not really a fair comparison. When we're just comparing the attachments they have in common, Dyson wins. I also prefer the Dyson attachments because number 1, they are definitely higher quality, and number 2, they give me a lot more options in terms of hairstyles than I get with the Ion Luxe. Again, I don't have a need for a diffuser, so that kind of just goes to waste for me. And then with the Dyson, I can use the round brush, I can get a straighter look with the paddle brushes, so I think you're definitely getting more bang for your buck there, but again, the bucks are significantly higher, but when it comes to results and curling the hair with those barrels, which I know is what a lot of people are interested in, I think the Ion Luxe does a great job. And if that is really what you're after with a tool like this, and you're okay with the fact that they're a little bit shorter, and you want to save some money, and you're okay with the fact that it's a little bit hotter and might be more damaging, then go with the Ion Luxe. And if you have curly hair and love to use diffusers, that might be a no-brainer for you. Really quickly before I wrap this up, I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of questions on the Shark versus the Ion Luxe, so I thought I would address that right here. I still prefer the Shark. I think that the curling barrel attachments work better for my hair because they are longer and you get the brush attachments, which you don't get with the Ion Luxe, and I just love that dryer. The power is amazing, it's sleek. That one is worth a little extra money to me. Okay, now we can wrap it up. That is everything that I wanted to share for this video. I hope that you found it helpful. I hope that you enjoyed it. You'll have to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you tried the Ion Luxe? Are you interested in trying it after watching this video? video? If so, as always, I will have it listed and linked in my description box below, along with the Dyson and the Shark and the video where I compare the Shark versus Dyson if you want to see how the Shark performed on my hair. Also, let me know if you're not interested in the Ion Luxe and you're going to stick with the Dyson or the Shark or none of these tools. I'm just curious to hear your thoughts on all of these tools. I feel like we're just, I don't know, like at the beginning of what we are going to see with hair tool technology. So I'm excited to see what comes in the future, but for now, that's everything. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, click on that notification bell and send my channel to a friend. Thank you so much for doing those things. Your support means the world. Thank you for watching my videos. I love the freaking heck out of you guys. Make sure to stay tuned for my next one because that will be up in a few days. But until then, I hope you have a great few days.